Welcome to video E413 on factorials. We've got 4 examples. Let's get right to it. This first example will give you the rationale behind why factorials are important. So, example 1. How many ways can the 7 dwarves line up in a row to kiss Snow White goodbye? So these ping pong balls represent the 7 dwarves. And what I've done, just like before, is I've put 7 blanks for the various events or positions. First in line, second in line, etc. So here we go. Let's do the first position first. How many different dwarves can be first? Well, any 7 of these. Okay? So any 7. So let's suppose I pick this dwarf to be first. Okay. Now, how many of the remaining dwarfs can line up to be second? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's suppose that dwarf. How many dwarfs can be third? 1, 2, 3, 4, any of those 5. Let's suppose it was that dwarf. Hopefully you're seeing a pattern. 4, 3, 2, and then for the last spot, you're stuck with whoever that is, 1. So there's 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If you do that in your calculator, you'll get 5,040. Okay. These factorials come up enough where we have certain symbols and buttons on the calculator. So here's example 2. Write out 7 factorial. Well, 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So 7 factorial, I'll do it in red, will be 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Which is exactly what we could have done over here. And the calculator is a shortcut. It just saves you time. That's the purpose of factorials. All right, so this will be how the Alex homework will be. Evaluate 5 factorial times 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial times 9 factorial. I'm going to have you first do it by hand, and then I'll have you do it by calculator. You can decide which one's easier for you. And we want the answer as a simplified fraction, not a decimal. All right, so what I'm going to do is just write out the factorials and basically cancel top and bottom. So 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 7 factorial, 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. All divided by 3 factorial, 3 times 2 times 1, and 9 factorial. 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Whew! Once you do that, it's pretty easy. Hopefully you could see 3, 2, 1 cancels with 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 cancels with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's see who survived. I've got a 5 and a 4 and a 9 and an 8. So I'll just write that down as 20 over 72. And this is where that feature on your calculator would come in handy, how to reduce. I know I can just divide by 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2. I get 10 over 36. I could divide by 2 again. Divide by 2, divide by 2. And I get 5 over 18. Whew. Okay. Example 4 is going to be doing the same problem, but using an online calculator. Since you don't have your TI-84s at home during the shutdown, we're going to use desmos.com/scientific. So go ahead and get into that site and I'll show you how to use those buttons. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use desmos.com/scientific to do that same problem. So here we go. What I want you to notice is that there's a main and a function. I'm going to be going back and forth. Here's your numbers. It's a fraction, so I'm going to start off with a over b. And then I'm in my numerator. It's 5 factorial. So 5. To get to the factorial, you've got to hit the function menu and then go down to that exclamation mark. And then I'm going to go 7 factorial. Multiplication is implied. So I go back to main, 7, back to function, factorial. I'll click on the denominator. I want 3 factorial. Go back to main, 3, function, factorial, multiplied by 9 factorial. Go back to main, 9, function, factorial. And you'll notice that the answer right here is a decimal. It's said to write it as a fraction, so if I click that fraction key, boom, I get 5 over 18, which is the exact same answer we got in the previous example. So there you have it, how to use desmos.com/scientific to evaluate factorial expressions.